Yasuke. How's that work? That's good. All right, there we go. There we go. Microphone checker. That's what's up. Let me get this thing going. Yeah, y'all can see that we have a beautiful microphone. What's up, buddy? Thank you, sir. We got a beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. That's when you say "fuck it." The show must go on. We gotta be here. We gotta put on. We gotta put on. And Sixth Element gonna put on Yasuke, the Black Samurai. We're gonna talk a little bit about the Acolyte's Lightsaber-Whip, because yeah, they're doing that, and why it's okay and not okay. But yeah, we chilling tonight, man. It's DC Power Hour, but yet we talking about Star Wars, we talking about Shogun, we talking about Yasuke, Assassin's Creed. We got some DC news and some things to chop up with the DCU. And yeah, man, Stu Dog is at a christening of his godson, maybe in later. Raw Talk is en route. Let me see what happened with my dog. Yeah. All right, man. Let's get it in. Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. Y'all know what's up with the Yasuke. Y'all know what's up with the Acolyte, man. Let's talk about the boys first. The boys adding new nut jobs to the 7 in the season 4 image. So, you know, we talk about the boys on this show, and this is the DC Power Hour, but we still talk about the boys on it. But yeah, the season 4 is coming back next month. And when it does, there will be some new faces in the 7. The much coveted team in the show's universe always leaves one spot open to entice the wildest of soups. But with the events that saw them down 2 members, 4 were simply not cutting it. Homelander has been on the hunt for the next diabolical soup to add to the team. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not heroes; they're villains. Fucking let's be real. And a new look at the season 4, courtesy of Entertainment Weekly. Two shows, two shows, 2 editions rather, that are bound to make the team even more diabolical. And creator Eric Kripke talked about these new characters who in the real world they might resemble, and why Black Noir is Black Noir in name only. The new additions are Sister Sage and Firecracker. Now, Kripke, the creator, talked about crafting a new kind of superhero whom the show has not explored before, with Sister Sage being a Black woman raised in a low economic environment. She's used to not being heard despite having a lot to say about the world. As a result, she morphs into a humankind-hating enigma whose bitterness knows no bounds. And Kripke previewed the character by saying, quote, "It's such a funny power." Hold on, let me make sure. Quote, "It's such a funny power. A lot of superhero worlds have that character, whereas most of them are usually really ready white dudes, really reedy white dudes. We wanted a Black woman who was raised in a low economic area. Let's just call it the hood. So no one fucking listens to her. It's both commentary and satirical that you have literally the smartest person in the world that could cure all of society's ills, but she just can't get anyone to listen to her. So then she becomes a bitter misanthrope. End quote. With Firecracker, the show is, aiming to satirize the ultra right wing, gun toting, Trump following, white supremacist type fanatic who would be happy wearing outfits made of the American flag for the rest of their life. And, you know, the real life inspiration would be close to the recent headline maker, Kristi Noem, who lost all her political capital after admitting that she shot her pet dog. Case in point, Firecracker's suit features a lot of red, white, and blue. And the creator Kripke talked about this new super inspiration, saying, quote, "It turns out there's always crazier. Firecracker represents both members of the conspiracy-minded movements and the super extreme right-wing news media. That character has some surprising backstory that connects her to some of the characters in our world. That was just as interesting to bring in one of those pistol packing, I shot my puppies types of characters." End quote. Yeah, I mean, these are perfect fits for the seven, man. And there will be a new Black Noir, but not many characters in the show are in the know. They have no idea. But after Homelander rendered a fatal blow to Black Noir's chest in a previous season, someone new is brought in to play the character, who is mostly seen but never heard. And Kripke teased an entirely new persona who will be, fun to discover, but previewed the obvious challenge: everything is for show, and no soup wants to be, in someone else's shadow when visibility and celebrity is power. Is it a new person, or is it going to be a Gen V character? Who knows? But he says, quote, "Beyond that, it would be spoiling some of the fun stuff to reveal who it is and what that person's like. I will say, in a world that it's about a certain amount of show business satire," he said, "it's funny to go to an anonymous superhero and say, we need you to take on this performance, and you'll be completely anonymous, but you'll play this one role. That's a funny challenge for an actor." End quote. We know, actors definitely, some actors definitely, they don't want to play. They don't want to wear a lot of masks. Hugh Jackman. But yeah, the first 3 episodes of season 4 will premiere June 13th. A new episode will air, every week after that. But June 13th. So June's a busy month for shows. We got the Acolyte dropping on my birthday, June 4th. Oh boy, aren't I lucky? God. And speaking of the Acolyte, let me speak on the Acolyte. I'm not sure what you were referring to, Corey. I'm sorry I didn't see that pop up. My bad, because I couldn't see it at the time. But I appreciate that. Yeah. But yes, the Acolyte teaser trailer is a new one. I think this is the 3rd trailer at this point. Reveals a new weapon, if you will, a new hang on one second. Oh, yeah, a new type of weapon, actually, a new sort of lightsaber. And I say new, it's not new to Star Wars. It's not new, period. But it's definitely new to live action. We've never seen this in live action, and for good reason. It's been in some Old Republic stuff, some books, comics, things like that. But it is not going to. At least I don't think it's going to go over super well. It's the Lightsaber-Whip. Yeah. No, it's real. It's real. It exists. I mean, it exists in lore, in canon. This is a quick screenshot real quick of the scene. And yes, it is the green bald painted The bald head character that just looks like they just got face paint on. Just really, I mean, you can see like the pink of their eyelid inside the paint. It's in their lip. It's bad. It looks like Halloween. It's horrible. But yeah, that character is the one looks like they're wielding the whip. And I don't know. Let's take a gander. Let's take a little gander right here. It's like 17 things I gotta click. There we go. All right. Yes, it plans to start on the 4th of June. So let's check it out. This is on the YouTube page. So we're actually looking at this, and I just want to. We've seen most of this footage, just kind of flipping through it, but we've seen most of it. I just want to look at the whip. Yeah, we've seen all this. Wait a minute, is this not the one we've already seen, or is this some new? Hang on, guys. Where's the whip? Where's the whip? There it went. It's so fast. It's like a flash. There it went. That was it. That's it. Let's see if I can actually pause it on it. There it is. Yeah, that's it. She's lacerating it out. But that's yeah. Listen, I'm not a fan of the High Republic. I'm not a fan of like Revan in the purple hoodie. Dude, I wish there was a Rev. I wish they were doing a Rev. I don't wish Leslie Headland was doing a Revan movie. I don't. I really don't want them to touch the Old Republic. But yeah, that would be dope to get some real, Old Republic stuff. That would be really nice. Let's see, what are they saying? The light whip's history. There's a little bit of a history about the light whip itself. What do they say here? Modified lightsaber with one or more plasma blades, flexible containment shields used by the Jedi during the Sith Wars. Light whips have also been associated with the Night Sisters of Dathomir. The character best known for using the weapon is the High Republic era Jedi Knight Venestra Rao, who's being played by Rebecca Henderson in The Acolyte. Okay. The character's first official appearance was in the High Republic Light of the Jedi, which was published in 2021. Horrendous. Light whips were first canonically mentioned in the Fantasy Flight game's source book Endless Vigil in 2016, before appearing in the High Republic A Test of Courage 2021. However, the light whip originated in the Star Wars Legends continuity. I'm wondering when they're getting to this, and first appeared in the comic book Star Wars 1977, number 95 in 1985. I thought they were going to actually try to tell us that the High Republic invented the light whip. They might as well have, though, honestly, dude. It's such a High Republic thing to do. And it's not, it is what it is, but Leslie Headland, creator, it's just like I think I don't know. They're trying to do too much. They're trying to change and do too much. But when everybody's running around in 2024 style hairstyles and shit, it's hard to watch. It says she said, we're taking a look at the political and personal and spiritual things that came up in a time period that we don't know much about. My question when watching Phantom Menace was always like, well, how did things get to this point? How did we get to a point where a Sith Lord can infiltrate the Senate and none of the Jedi pick up on it? Like, what went wrong? What are the scenarios that led us to this moment? Did you watch the movie? All right. All right. This is what I'm talking about. I don't know. She said we actually use the term Renaissance or the Age of Enlightenment. The Jedi uniforms are gold and white. and almost like they would never get dirty. They would never be out and about, Hedlund says. The idea is that they could have these types of uniforms because that's how little they're getting into skirmishes. You're saying that this is why shit got lax in the prequel trilogies? Why did they all of a sudden stop dressing like this and acting like this, and then it got you see you're contradicting yourself. If this was the cause and this is how they would be when it was going wrong, see, I don't know. It's not really well thought. The truth is that I, as a major mega fan, came to them with this idea, and I said, I think that the best place to put this is in an era you guys have not quite explored yet. They were very enthusiastic. It wasn't that they didn't want to explore that existing world, but I think that they already were, because The Mandalorian and a lot of other television projects were really relying on legacy characters. So here's the thing, they have this term legacy characters like it's a bad thing, like, oh, we don't want to talk about the legacy characters. Legacy character, it's a franchise. These are the characters of the franchise. You get that, right? Like, all franchises have their characters, right? It's just that you don't like the characters. Let's not act like we got to update things. Come on. Da, 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 da. It is what it is, dude. It's funny. It's fucking funny to me, though. It is. It's hilarious. But I love seeing their little explanations of stuff. It's really, really funny. Um, yep. But so their break, I mean, their definition, or their example of or their accuracy about the light whip. I think a lot of people think that they made this up, or that they, that this was some wild thing. This is not one of the many things that point to the fact that they don't know shit about Star Wars. But no, this is actually something that is, it is something that, it's not really canon. It's Legends canon, which Disney said isn't canon. So they're cherry picking. They said all the Legend stuff is not canon anymore. But look how much, dude, it's all the Disney stuff is like peppered with Legend stuff. Really saturated. So it's funny. It's really funny that they act like they're doing all this new shit. But I digress. But yeah, the trailer wasn't that fun. The trailer was real short. It's just a rehash with that quick whip scene, so there wasn't much to look at. I thought there would be something more there. But yeah, man, moving right along. Well, let's get into this Yasuke thing here in a second. But first let's touch on our DC issues. What do we got? James Gunn, first superhero movie, almost destroyed his career. That's not the one I'm looking for. Where's the Flash at in the DCU? Right? Um, he's definitely not in any of the planned stuff. He's not in the Batman Brave and the Bold. He's not in Creature Commandos. He's not going to be in the Superman movie. He's not in Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. He's not in the Wonder Woman Paradise Lost. He's not in the Green Lanterns, other TV shows and stuff like that. So he's actually not in any of it. Obviously the former DC EU was a disjointed clusterfuck that had a difficult time of being consistent and telling meaningful stories that connected. And this was especially true for the Flash. Barry Allen did appear in multiple DC projects, and each time he failed to impress fans or the critics, or it was always something. And this is especially true of his own movie. The Flash is an incredibly important character in the DC mythos, incredibly important, and very prominent. He's up. It's Superman, fucking Batman, the Flash, Green Lantern. Like, he's right there. And you know, There's been no talk of him appearing in the DCU. And this may seem like a big oversight to be omitting a founding Justice League member, one of the main five or top 4 or 5, but it makes perfect sense to exclude him right now, actually, as the DC goes through this rebirth. Um, in canon, he's the second character to carry the title of the Flash, but he's the most well known, Barry Allen. He's definitely the the standard. And he appears in Flash, the movie 2023, The Flash, played by Ezra Miller, and he also was being played by Grant Gustin in the TV show at the same time. And Barry Allen has been the focal point for The Flash on both film and TV. You had 2014 when the CW show began, and for people that aren't really familiar with the backstory of the comic history, Barry Allen is one of the only versions of the Flash that they know well. And when the DC EU brought the Flash to life and to live action, it made sense to use Barry. Considering that most people had this sort of strong connection with him and knew him already, it was definitely the well-known guy. And this also did create a problem since people began to compare the Gustin and the Miller versions. And this is the problem when you have a TV show going on and movies going on, especially in a world where things pretty much are equal. TV and movies were very different mediums back in the day, just completely different. Only like they were barely fucking similar. Now they're very similar because now it's all digitally filmed. You know what I'm saying? You got shows that are an hour long. You know what I mean? So they're, Game of Thrones. I mean, they're movie quality. So the distinction isn't quite as cut and dry. So when you have two, main guys, when Flash hit the theaters, a lot of complaints, a lot of shit from fans, especially one of them being the portrayal of Barry Allen by Ezra Miller, because everybody loved the Grant Gustin. And if, the DCU was to bring Barry Allen Flash, it's going to have a lot of the same problems that, the DCEU experienced through like fans comparing all the recent versions of the character. So, and this isn't to say that the DCU should never bring Barry Allen in, but it should give that character, that version, just a rest. You know, like bringing in Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, because we've already had, Ryan Reynolds already did that one. So, and since Barry isn't currently known to be appearing in any of the upcoming projects, it appears that Gunn's DCU is doing that, and letting Barry have a a timeout. Um, and basically that'll put space between the multiple interpretations of the character, and space between Miller and Gustin, and whoever would play the new version will help give the newest actor more goodwill with the fans, and be able to start a cleaner slate than if the DCU jumped directly back to a Barry Allen Flash. Raw Talk, what up? You know what I mean?
What up? What's going on? Sorry I'm late. Had a family gathering situation. Well, not really family. Like my neighbors had their daughter had what you call one of those baby showers. So
Oh, word.
we ran a little too long.
That's crazy because Stu is at a baby christening.
These
Yeah,
babies are popping out, man.
I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah. So I had to
babies.
do that.
Yes.
Yeah. So I had to do that.
Yeah, man.
Wrong with that.
Well, yeah, no, we definitely glad you made it, man.
Yeah, I heard you talking about the Flash. I think with
Yeah.
DC, what they're gonna do, they're gonna reintroduce the Flash through the Blue Beetle. Because I
Mm,
think the
mm,
Flash character is more of a kid-friendly character. You know what I'm saying? He's running, he's fast. Kids are like that,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And to reintroduce him, not in the adult phase of his life, but in a young phase of his life. So I think
Mm,
that's where they're gonna, you know what I'm saying? In his not he's not too young, but you know what I mean. Like, he's a young
yeah,
man. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? He just got his powers. Boom, boom.
Right,
So they'll reintroduce him like that. Cause
right,
if they do it where he's younger than Superman, Batman, and all of them, he's the youngest one
right.
besides Captain Marvel, besides Shazam, what have you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's why they clicked so well, Captain
Right,
Marvel, Flash. So because they
right,
both young, and
right,
I think that's how they'll introduce him. I think that's the plan. Don't quote me, but I that makes the logical sense in this matter if he's moving forward with a youth orientated
right,
universe, because that's what it
right.
seems like he's trying to do. He's trying to do a youth orientated universe. So
Yeah, he's going. Well, he's doing. He's definitely going with like a more classic, a classic vibe.
mm,
Which is definitely more kid friendly. Is more family friendly. Is more
yeah,
old school comics and shit. Golden era, silver age. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think, Barry Allen
mm,
is we've had a lot of fucking Barry Allens. Um, I think Barry Allen needs to take a rest. There's a lot of fucking flashes. I mean, especially like you have Jay Garrick is the perfect speedster, I think, to lead this version.
mm.
Because he was the first character in canon to get the Speed Force powers to be called the Flash. He fought in World War II, along the Justice Society of America.
Hold on for a
And
second. My brother just don't understand. Hold on.
yeah, he fought in World War II alongside the original Justice League of America. And, Garrick had that recurring role in the Flash TV show. Never was the main focus, but this kind of makes him somewhat familiar. They kind of have a familiarity, fans know of him. You know what I'm saying? And with him, especially in the comics, he also, fits perfectly in that theme of legacy. That's kind of the theme. Was the original title for Superman was Superman Legacy. But there, yeah, the James Gunn is definitely doing a sort of classic take, or not a classic take, but legacy. He really wants to go with the iconic versions of things. A lot of people complained about the DC, uh, the Snyderverse and all of that because of its, maybe its dark vibe. They thought it wasn't very DC, which DC's dark as hell. But they it he's going for a more colorful, original comic type, vibe. And as the news slowly trickles out, a lot of fans believe that the focus of the new cinematic universe will be on legacy. And this makes sense considering the original title for the Superman movie was Superman Legacy,
Yeah,
and focusing on characters like Mr. Terrific, Hawk Girl, Rick Flag, you know what I mean? Like all these OG, like World War II guy legacy characters, and will be a significant thing. And so exploring like Jay Garrick's time as the original Flash and even his time with the JSA during World War II would feed perfectly into that theme. And he and his fellow heroes could show the original inspiration for a lot of the heroes and how their efforts during World War II could go on to inspire characters like Superman and Mr. Terrific. And by the time, the DCU did introduce Barry Allen, because I do think they should have Barry Allen, but just maybe not the first Flash we see being another Barry Allen.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
Jay Garrick is perfect. Justice Society,
right.
perfect. You know, yeah,
And yeah, because that he's a legacy type character. That's the only reason I say that. But I think Flash not being mentioned so far and not being spoken about, not being like we've got a Green Lantern, we've got a Wonder Woman, a Supergirl, a Batman, a Superman, every character, Swamp Thing, nothing about the Flash.
mm.
So it will be interesting to see what James Gunn does with that, because he hasn't hinted to it yet.
I always wish that they did a comic about the Flash being one of those people that can, because he can travel through time, right?
Right.
So I would love for them to do something that just stays on that, where he knows what's going to happen when it happens because he went through
Mm,
time already. He's like one of
yeah.
those guys that's like, yo, I got this gift. Why not I just do this, go through time and see what happens, and then I can help prevent things. Even though Flashpoint was the deal, but it was, you know, it was him, but not him totally. You know what I'm saying? You have
Right.
Batman and Superman and all alike. But it'd be cool if they just say, yeah, Flash, he has a side of him that's like, yeah, he's cool as a superhero, but he does some slick shit too, like going, you know what I'm saying, go in the future and see, or go in the past and do certain things or whatever, just to peep
Mm-hmm.
out. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yep.
just like he's a character that can be the most powerful character if they let him.
Right.
You know,
Exactly. Exactly. He's a key fucking player, man. He's very
oh,
integral to the lore, to the to the canon period. But speaking of these first movies that we're gonna get, we know Superman is gonna be the first movie, and now I mean next summer we know that we're gonna have Superman, which will be the Corn Sweat version, and well, I think it's gonna be good. It's gonna have your a little Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, little Hawk
mm,
Girl, little few different DC characters. So hopefully that will work out. And I think James Gunn is very good at having multiple characters that could all be the star in their own right and having them all in the same movie, and he does well with that.
it'd be dope if he does Batman with the purple gloves.
Ah,
uh,
mm,
day one type of shit.
that'd be
That'd be
cool.
cool
That'd be cool to
because we
have
already
them
got
come in like that.
year two Batman
Yeah,
with that other universe,
I
but
just hope whatever Batman he does, he's wearing some gray and blue. I really do. I
yeah,
really
eventually
hope he's
you're gonna
not
see
on all
that
black.
first one. Well, it was gray and blue the first one. It just looks like it's black. The cape was
Mm,
blue. Yeah, it just
yeah,
looks black, but he had the purple gloves. That was just crazy. Like, yo, man,
right.
costume, his costume ideas was
Yep.
wow.
Yep. No, no. I mean, like in the movies, like no,
Oh
in the movies, they're all black. All the
oh
Batman
yeah,
movies, they're all black. Like I
yeah,
really
because
want to
they're
see a
following that
movie
Frank
with the
Miller
gray and
Dark
blue.
Knight.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, since Keaton was the first all black,
yeah, that
you
too.
know, forever since Keaton, and then the first two Keatons, then all the Schumachers. Every Batman movie's been in all black since
I
fucking
think that
Keaton,
Keaton was that particular Batman was the idea of what's his name, the
like the
director,
Dark Knight.
yeah, the Dark Knight,
Oh,
but
Tim
his
Burton.
Tim Burton, because Tim
Yeah,
Burton's a dark dude anyway. Like
yeah, yeah. He's in the
he's
yeah,
very like a morbid type of guy in a weird way, but
right.
that was
Dark.
his take on Batman, and then they just ran with it. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Because he originally, I think when they was doing the testing for the Batman, they had the cows. They put the cows on everybody, but they were testing whether they should do the gray and with the thing the gray, but they chose black because cinematically, I think Tim Burton was like cinematically, you want this guy brooding in the dark. You want
right.
him to be that terror to these villains. So that's why he
Hmm.
chose black being the ultimate terror in a sense.
Right. Like in the dark, in the shadows, and coming
Yeah.
out the
Gray
shadows
wouldn't play
like a
well. You
bat.
can see them, you know what I mean? They'd be like gray and blue. What?
Right. That's not scary.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So that I
But
was the
but
case.
yeah, but with James Gunn's new style, with this new, I don't see it being like super dark like that. And with the brave and the bold Batman, it's gonna have Robin, and I don't think it's gonna be super dark like we've been used to with Batman movies. And I think that's a good. I'm like open to that. Like I'm a big Batman's like probably my favorite, definitely my favorite DC character, but
Oh hell
easily
yeah.
one of the best comic characters of all time, period. And yeah, man, and that's probably stemming from being 10 years old when 89 Batman came into theaters and basically
Mhm.
changed the world. But yeah, this James Gunn's version is definitely going to be more comic book esque, more colorful, shit like that. And we now know that the second film that's going to come out, Warner Brothers, has officially dated Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow to come to theaters June 26th of 2026, which is about a year after Superman's 2025 release. And that news comes following the word that Craig Gillespie will helm the project. starring House of Dragons Millie Alcock as Supergirl. It's a hell of a name, but she is, I think, a great character, a great pick for great casting for the character. Yeah, she would definitely fit the role. Back in April, the filmmaker was revealed to be in talks with to direct the Supergirl flick, and now more official details seem to be lining up for the production. The next Supergirl movie is going to begin filming this fall, and I think it's a fitting choice for the second movie after Superman to be Supergirl. It is also based on a very dope version of the character, a really well written comic by Tom King called Woman of Tomorrow. And their sort of take on Supergirl, which was told through an 8-issue limited comic book series of the same name. When James Gunn previously introduced the movie, he called it a big science fiction epic. So that he's definitely going sci-fi, and in that comic, it's very sci-fi. She's in space most of the time, like she's like traveling through space and having adventures and shit. And she's a much more jaded character, he said. And remember, Kal-El never knew Krypton, whereas Kara grew up there before it blew up. She's like they ended up being the same age because of the way space travel worked. And she had grown up on Krypton. He was just a baby when it blew up. But by the time he gets to Earth and by the time she gets to Earth, somehow, like the way that works, she's the same age or whatever. They explain it. It makes sense when you read it. But Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, joins a few other major releases that have been slated for summer of 2026. You've got Toy Story 5 coming out that summer, which was previously dated for June 19th. And then that's coming out 1 week before the Supergirl film. And then the live action Moana is set to come out a few weeks later on July 10th. So Supergirl will be one of 2 DC films in 2026. You have the Batman 2, the Batman sequel, is in October 2nd, 2026. So there'll be 2 DC movies, one DCU movie and one Elseworlds movie.
That's gonna be sick.
Hell yeah.
Wait for that Batman, man. That's gonna be big during the month of Halloween, the October. Come on, that's gonna
be bro. And I hope it has like a horror vibe to it, like they're saying.
Yeah, because I mean,
face.
Well, the last one had a horror vibe to us. Charles
Absolutely.
Manson / Flowers in the Attic and everything else. Just psycho.
Even
also they had like a thing like what was Keanu and when my man was like you got to let the bomb become what was it? Speed. Remember Speed when he was on the bus and he had to trick the dude?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Was it Speed or something? Yeah.
Speed, yeah.
Yeah, so that guy was psychotic with the bombs blowing stuff up everywhere and stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a good movie. So that was the elements that I took from the Batman. That was
right.
Dope. And if they continue in writing that way, it's always going to be a good move, man.
Hell yeah.
Hell
yeah. Now go ahead.
Yeah, I have yet to see them. I mean, a lot of them stick to this 3-movie thing. Go beyond that. Come on, let's go beyond that. Like you can do more movies as long as the writing is great. I mean, I know they don't want to oversaturate it, but I mean, when you leave off cliffhangers with other villains, people gonna want to see how your take on those other villains. Like my man had the Joker laughing in Arkham with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, okay, that we know who that is. Then you're gonna have Clayface, Freeze, the Penguin. Penguin is still out there. He got his own show on HBO.
Hell yeah.
It makes for good content, good theater. Keep it going. Hopefully, Marvel learns a thing or two from DC in that respect.
Hell yeah. Speaking of DC, check it out. This basketball I
Yo,
found in my yard,
you
son.
found in your yard. What?
This was
That-
just in my yard. I guess, a passerby dropped it. A kid maybe dropped. I don't know how it ended up there. It was in my fucking yard. And I was like, shit, I'm taking that in. Well, here's how they look. You see how that's the Flash,
Yeah.
Superman, Green Lantern, and I had to paint bat. I said, you know what? I'm gonna paint these shits. So check it out. That's Batman. I done painted him.
Nice. That's
I
dope.
haven't done the black yet, but I did the eyes and the face and the the blue shit.
Oh, that's
So I'm
awesome,
gonna
bro.
put the black on there, and then I'm gonna do up Kal-El
Hmm.
and do the Flash and Green Lantern.
That'll
Fuck,
be sick.
some
You go to
hobby,
what that there's gonna be a kid popping out at the corner. Yo, that was mine.
It was ain't no more.
Right? Yeah, that's dope. That's crazy dope. Now you gonna make
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Now you're gonna make me want to look for one now.
Dog, I didn't know they existed. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know.
Mm,
And
buy one.
but it's something to do. It's like a little,
Yeah,
shit, little hobby. I like painting shit. But
that's what's up.
I had just went and picked these up today.
Oh yeah. That the tribute to MF Doom.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna definitely chop that up. Got the
yeah.
new Venom Separation Anxiety.
I bought one for my brother actually because he's the one who told me about it, and I seen the variant when my man had the chunky jewelry on, and it didn't occur to me. I was like, yo, that's a dope Doom cover, but I was looking at GI Joe shit, bro. And then when he said, "Yo, that they got MF Doom's quote in there from I forget what song it was."
Yeah.
And
Accordion.
yeah, accordion. And I was like, "Fuck, I could have had that comic, that variant with the ill Doom with the chunky jewelry on."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's tight.
I like these covers, man. Some of these covers are really nice. But yeah, so
Yeah, I got this version for my brother. This variant from I think it's from who's the artist? George Perez.
oh nice. Salute. Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, with the
Oh, that's great.
hopefully,
That's this
yeah,
Doom number one?
yep,
Oh
yep.
wow. Yeah, I need that. I need that. I need that.
George Perez and Delgado.
That's peak. Yeah, I definitely fucking need that.
Yeah, this is crazy. So I got that for him, and he put me on. So I was like, oh shit! Now I got tomorrow. I might have to race down to Newark and check my
Uh,
other comic shop and see if he got the one with Doom. But I doubt it because a lot of dudes down there already know. Like, somebody should do a variant with MF Doom on the cover. Fuck that.
that's what I'm saying. Like, where's the Doom covers at?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Doom.
MF Doom cover on there. That is,
Yeah.
man. I'll buy like 10 of those joints.
Same.
And not trying to sell them. I'll
Oh,
just have them. Just like, yo, man.
man, I need to find that. I'm trying to find that George Perez.
Yeah. If I can get my hands on another one, I'll pass one your way.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. How much? Oh, here it is right there. It's like $6.
Yeah, $7. They're $6.99.
Ooh,
It's crazy, man. The prices is comic books is wow. But
bro.
I did come across more comics in my travels. And I got like 3 more stacks. And these
Nice.
are all back issue joints.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
they're
yeah. That's a
current.
nice. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I
Well,
got
this is this is my favorite comic author, Jonathan Hickman,
yeah, Hickman.
and I was super excited when he's doing Doom because
Yeah.
he's the dopest at sci-fi shit, and Doom is a dope sci-fi character. Oh my god,
And it's
bro!
a
Look,
one shot. That comics is actually a one shot.
I know that's the illest part.
Yeah.
That's the illest part. That is a fucking one shot, but man. This is dope, bro. I'm looking at this is the shit I love about Hickman, bro. The cosmic shit, bro. Celestial shit. Galactus.
Yeah,
Oh my god, bro.
yeah, man.
Yes.
It's ill how he finds his own
Jonathan
easy
Hickman is
baker
my
oven.
dude, bro.
And
Word.
technically, he finds his own easy baker
Word.
oven, son. Like, I'm not gonna
Yep.
eat other worlds. I can make my worlds and eat them now. You know what I'm saying? He
Yep.
can make worlds and eat them.
Oh,
So,
oh shit. Hold on. Don't spoil it. I ain't read this shit.
my fault. Yo, this shit is real, man. My fault,
Nah,
bro.
nah. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. But no,
That,
I
that
haven't
shit
read it
is
yet. But
raw. That shit is raw, man.
this is this. So,
Black.
but the first page right here.
Oh yeah, clock. Time
That's
tick
the
fast.
opening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm,
Even
doo,
on
doo.
borrowed time, the clock ticks faster. That's
Yeah,
it. Opening line right there.
yeah.
Living on borrowed time, the clock ticks faster. So that's a Doom. That's a MF Doom line. That's the opening line to his song. Matter of fact, I think I could.
And
I got it.
I
I
think
posted that
that's
shit
like
on
a
IG.
I think that's like an ominous thing because remember, Doom died of he died of cancer, right? Am I correct? I think he
Yep.
died of cancer,
So
and
yeah.
he probably knew he was diagnosed with it or something around that time, and that's what
Yeah.
he came up with. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
a lot of people leave clues in a lot of things, man. Especially if you're an artist and a musician, man. They leave clues.
Absolutely.
You know.
This is this song right here.
Living off borrowed time, the clock tick faster. That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick Dastardly and Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master. ICE cold, nice to be old. Y2G Steve twice to threefold. Living off borrowed time, the clock tick faster. That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster.
And
Yo.
that's just so dope, man. That makes me just like Jonathan Hickman even more, dog. The fact that he did that is crazy. That's just
He's a Doom fan too. I mean, an MF Doom fan too. You gotta be to know that.
gotta
Like,
be, gotta be,
come on. You know what I mean?
gotta
Shoot,
be. Oh my
even the
god.
guys who did the joints on Adult Swim, they hip hop heads too. A lot
Yep.
of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, man.
You ever seen these the ancient Egyptian god figures?
Oh yeah, I've seen them. I haven't seen them on shelf, but I've seen them in editorials and stuff, and people reviewing them. Yeah, them shits are dope. They dope as
Hell
fuck.
yeah, dog. I definitely want to get some of these. That's Bassett and
Anubis.
Anubis. Yeah, I had a dog named Anubis back in the day.
Word. That's what's
It was a,
up.
it was a miniature Doberman pincher,
Okay.
and I always thought Anubis looked like a Doberman.
Oh yeah, because
So
of the long snout and
kind of
stuff.
the way he looks, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, but these are dope. These are fucking dope. But
It's crazy that the Egyptian gods, their gods are like what we have as pets now. Like and
right,
then our pets, if you look into their eyes, man, they know shit, man. You ever look into your pet's eyes and look really and
bro.
you talk with them and they understand you in a weird
Yeah,
way. It's like,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden they have their own thing where they look at you when you're saying something, and you look at them and they look at you, you're like, oh shit, this guy knows some shit. Like it's bugged out, man. So that's how
damn right.
I be equating things. I'm like, okay, I see why these gods, Egyptian gods, and gods that have these avatars, and then we have them as guardians or just friendly pets.
Right,
It's like,
right.
okay, they're watching over you, even though when you sleep, your pet watches over you. If
Yeah,
anything goes down, your pet
yep,
warns you.
yep.
So it's like, some cool
Hmm.
shit, man.
Hmm.
Cool shit, man. I dig it.
Exactly. That's why what I'm saying. That was the shit behind naming the dog Anubis and shit, and that's how we felt. Like he really did protect us. Like not even just by barking, but on a spiritual level too. Like
Mm.
they be dogs, you know, they be there. But
Yeah.
this
Any
is
negativity goes down and you feel a certain way negatively. Once
they
you
know it.
feel shit with your dog, all that shit goes away, man.
Yeah.
For real. Or your cat, if you got a cat, what have you, you sit with your animal. After a while, you forget all that other shit. You're like, yo, I'm chilling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is the topic of the show. We're gonna talk about Yasuke
So,
and the real, yes, the real historical cultural person, Yasuke. A lot of people, so this new Assassin's Creed game comes out. It's called Assassin's Creed Shadows, and the main character is Yasuke, a black samurai.
okay.
And there was a big backlash by so-called SJWs, who are really just white supremacists, who are
Mhm.
pretending to be outraged that you know, with Asian representation being at such a low, especially in video games, that, you know, when we get an Asian game that oh, they put a black guy in there instead of an Asian man, and all the Japanese people are coming back going, Yasuke is part of our culture. That's part of our history. Like, that's a real guy in our
And
history
he's
that
black.
we actually revere, and he was a black man, like straight
Yeah.
up and down. So nah, bro. And it's funny because had that been a white dude, you wouldn't have heard shit.
Mhm. Like the
They wouldn't have said, "Oh,
last
he should be
samurai
Japanese." Wouldn't have said a fucking thing.
Mhm.
Look at last fucking
Samurai,
Tom
last
Cruise.
and
Now,
Shogun.
a game called Neo as well. NIOH.
Yeah.
A main samurai is white. No one said shit.
Now
So
you know that history is ill because you look at GI Joe with the blind master.
right,
You know, technically they casted him as a black guy, the
right,
blind master. Even though in the comics, yeah, it's different. We all know. But the blind, no, that's the soft master. The blind master was black.
right.
So that's that representation of Yasuke.
Yep, exactly. And this is the trailer for the game right here. Let's watch it. We'll watch it in silence, and we'll speed it up here just a little bit for copyright reasons.
Mhm.
No, we don't have to go that fast, but um yeah, it's there's two main characters. So the main assassin of the game, like, cuz Assassin's Creed always has the one assassin that wears the hood,
Yeah.
and it's actually a Japanese female. And she's more of like an assassin. She's more of a ninja. She's an assassin. Yasuke is not the main assassin. He's a samurai. He's in full regalia. He's full armor and shit. He's not assassin. He's not an assassin running, you know, through alleyways, jumping off roofs, you know, with a knife up his wrist. That's the female um main character. So that's her. That's who we're gonna mostly see here in the trailer. But then you have there's her right there. That's her right there. The cinematics are great.
I know. I'm looking like, yo.
I mean, you know, the way gaming has advanced, bro, the graphics are nuts.
Hmm.
So it's a dual story. That's Yasuke on the right, and that's her here. So he is a main character in the story. I mean, he's
The top general for the Shogun.
and I mean he's on the cover art. He's on the cover for the game. Like, he's a main character in the game. He's a main part of the game.
Mhm.
And so and he's, you know, right there in the trailer, right there next to her. So I don't know what role he plays as far as in relation to the main character, but they seem to be on the same team. There he is there.
Mhm. Yep. He's one of the top general. He became one of the top generals for the Shogun
Mm-hmm.
during that time. I forget what eight what was it 14 something AD or 15 AD, some shit like that.
Yeah, but yeah, way back, way back.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like she might be helping him with something. She just passed him like a note of some sort. See how she looked at him?
Mm-hmm.
Like a superhero.
Oh,
Oh,
that's sick.
hell yeah. Bro, shurikens. I mean, Assassin's Creed has always fans of Assassin's Creed have always wanted a feudal Japan game.
Yeah.
I mean, they've done every other era. Like that was the next logical step. I thought they were definitely going there so many times, and then they would be something else. It would be, Vikings or ancient Egypt or whatever. They would not go Japan, and that's the one I was really anticipating, really wanted, and it just fits, man. I mean, the whole ninja aspect. I mean, it's just too. Maybe they thought it was too on the nose, but I'm glad that they're finally doing it, and I'm super excited that they're using a historical figure like Yasuke.
Mm-hmm.
And there he is. He's swinging a Tetsubo. So he's
Yeah.
not even using a sword. He's not no assassin. This dude is a tank.
Yeah.
Like, ooh,
Oh, and she got
ooh, that was cold. That was
swift,
cold. Swat.
swiftness with the blade. I can't wait till I go to Japan. Hopefully,
Oh,
for all the wildness.
hell yeah.
I want to get my Hattori or what have you.
Hanzo.
A Hanzo Hattori, yeah. I want to get one made.
Yeah.
I want my own personal. I don't care how much it costs. I'll get it.
Yeah.
I have it on my mantle. And when shit goes down, I'm going for it. Of course, I'm gonna try to get some training in while I'm there. If I
hell
can.
yeah.
If I can.
Yeah.
You know, got to do it respectfully.
Absolutely. Let me see this. I think it's the Bobby Digital katana. So Riz's got this. I was like, oh shit, I'm about to buy it, and I seen the price. I'm like, bitch, $8.99.
Oh yeah.
It's cold though. I really wish I could afford that, man.
Yeah.
That's peak. Wow. It's like a spray painted. The blade is like airbrush and shit. It's dope. And he signs them. Like that's him signing that shit right there. He signed the blade.
But my thing with Bobby is, does he know how to
wield it?
Yeah, how to wield it, how to deal with
it. How to clean it and yeah. So you gotta have all this. Hold on. I got you.
Yeah, you gotta have the stone, the liquid, everything. Uh-oh. Plus, you gotta your blade better be sharp enough to slice paper quick. Slice anything for that matter. Almost anything. Shit, I get my blade. I'm making sure that shit is sharp. Cut through 5 humans if need be.
So you gotta have, yep. That's the custom joint.
Nice. Put us on large screen with you, bro.
All right, hold on.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it come with the little wooden box and shit. And it got the so all this is just like little ancient shit that they've been using ever since back in the day. This is like full of like a powder. And you sort of like pat it on the blade, you know, at a certain point, you know, why it's got oil.
Yeah.
All of that.
And then the stone, right?
Little tools. All these tools and little, you know, a couple little extra bamboo rods and stuff like that. And because you know, you can take apart the blade, you can take apart the whole thing. I mean, all this stuff. There's just a little bamboo pin in these, and you knock it out. And but yeah, the stone. You talking about this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sharpen it.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I gotta get mine, man. I love blades, man.
Yeah, I got a few. I got a little collection that I started. I probably got like maybe 6 swords, and
Nice.
but yeah, this is my favorite one. This is the custom joint that I had like made, and I got this goes on my back and shit. You know what I'm saying? When the shit hit the fan, bro. When the shit hit the fan,
that's what I'm talking about, bro. Hell yeah.
when
That shit is fresh.
When the shit hit the fan, that's what it is.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. See, like me and my brother
Blade is black.
Me and my brother get into this thing, and I tell him, yo, ain't nothing like a sword during the chaos.
Bro.
No one can hear you.
And you never run out of bullets.
You know what I'm saying? You can run out of bullets. Guns, yeah, guns are easy or what have you, but that sword, it's the end all be all to that shit. Because once you put it on a motherfucker, that's it. There's the intention is full. The intention is swift. You know what I mean? You're not slicing to injure nobody. You're gonna slice them to take them out.
Yep. Yep.
A gun, man. Raise, but a sword will kill. For real. Yeah, man. That's beautiful, man.
Yeah,
I like the bat wings. The bat wing.
Yeah, burgundy is my favorite color, so that's why I had it made in the burgundy wrap and all of that. But yeah, this is dope, bro. It's got the real ray skin and all of that inside. It's nice. There's a couple websites you can go on, bro, and you can get all types of shit, bro. And like this one, it was like a customized, like you pick the blade, you pick the scabbard, you pick the sheath you want, everything, all the parts, the all that, everything.
Okay.
And put it together.
Nice. Very dope.
And they send it with the satin case and all of that.
Okay.
I bought the strap. I bought the shoulder strap, separately, but that's that Book of Eli shit.
Oh hell yeah! I'm getting. Actually, I gotta go to Dick's Sporting Goods and check on a few things with the fucking the arrows, crossbow.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have to get a crossbow. I want silent weapons.
Yeah, I want. My homeboy got a Daryl Dixon motherfucker, a big ass, a real crossbow, like a real hunting shit. Yeah, like a rifle. That shit is for real.
And they're not that expensive either. They're not that expensive at all.
You don't need no license. You know what I'm saying? You got felons. It's all good. You can still get.
Just walk into the Dick's store or any big game sporting goods store.
Yep.
You got it.
Get you a crossbow.
Hell yeah. And learn how to sharpen your arrows too. You'll be all right. I mean, I've been around guns a lot. And for the most part, only, real just idiots have guns these days. So it's like, if you're smart and you know what you're doing during the time of stressful war, what have you, you can move swiftly.
Right.
And it takes patience. You got to be a patient person to wield swords and deal with stuff like that. Patience is always a key when dealing with stuff like that. The impatient use guns because they're impatient. Right. They don't know no other way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, patience, skill. You know what I'm saying? Just really, putting time and effort into it. I mean, that was the first thing I did when I bought the katana was let me buy a couple, let me buy some DVDs. Like, this is how you wield this motherfucker. I bought, some manuals, some books, all type of lessons and shit. Because I don't know no, katana sword masters to train me, but
Yeah.
I found all the literature, everything I could to learn how to hold it properly, how to swing it properly, how to. I mean, most people, you think you putting all the weight, into the swing, but they say, you don't pull down when you chop. You actually push up, and it like pushes the blade out. It's a whole technique. Everything is technique. That's why when they slice a bamboo, a thing of
So,
fucking weeds, it makes a perfect cut. But if
mhm.
the average asshole walks up with a sword and tries to chop that shit, it's just gonna bend. The whole thing's gonna crash. It's gonna fall over. No cut. And because it's all about technique with them shits, man. It's all about technique.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, if
Readiness,
you're gonna own
techniques,
one,
patience.
yeah, you might as well learn how to use it.
Yeah, and
Might
then
as well learn.
I get mine. That'd be a good focus for me to really learn that, man, because it's
Mhm.
untold skill. You gain skill in that, man.
You
As soon as
good.
that person tries
Sure.
to draw for their weapon, you already chopped their fucking arm off or
Word.
whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and this cat, swag,
Yeah. See.
Tetsubo. Wow. This is the girl. This is the assassin. That's Yasuke. There's some more. This is all footage. I mean, that's all
Why does
graphics in the
Yasuke
game.
look like what you call it from he looks like
He
a
does look familiar. I do know an actor could play him too. I
yeah.
just can't think of his name.
But he also looks like what you call it from Off White.
From what? Who?
The fashion designer, Virgil.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know him. I
Yeah,
don't know.
he reminds me of Virgil. He's the designer of Off White, the brand. So he looks like Virgil to me.
Throw sleep on the axe. I had an axe too. I made one, but yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know what
shit. In the '90s, I carried around an axe. I
I
ain't
had.
smoking. We all just did.
Yeah, I had, bro, in the 90s. I had a fucking big ass axe, a fantasy like
Mm.
Viking looking axe, bro. I met this dude who had a blacksmith shop in his garage. He like had all around the garage. He had like swords, fucking spears, axes, all shields, all kinds of shit just aligning the ceiling. And he had like a forge,
Mm.
fucking acetylene torch, fucking sharpening stone, like all the equipment, machinery, the whole nine. And he was sitting there and fucking forged weaponry for like the Renaissance fairs and the medieval
Okay.
fairs and different shit like that. And I was heavy into that shit, and I wanted to learn about that shit. And I was like, yo, I want to make one of these shits. Like, what? How would I, go about that? And he's like, man, go out to the back and grab a fucking chunk of metal. Around the
Mm.
back, he's got a bunch of scrap metal, just sheets of metal, just shit all over the fence posts and shit. So I
Mm.
pick up a couple pieces of metal. I come back in, and he fucking shows me how to cut it with the acetylene torch, cut the shape I want, the axe shape I want and shit. Like, I made it all fucking cool and pointy and shit. Cut that shit out, and then like sand it on the wheel, the
Mm.
stone machine, and you shape it how you want it, and then like a torch to put like burn holes and cool runes and shit I carved into it. And it was dope. And he welded the fucking blade to a chain link fence pole.
Mm.
Just a small piece of it, about this tall, cut a tube, cut it like cut it to a point at the bottom,
Yeah.
put a nice like wooden like a branch, but like a real solid, good, like nice fucking piece of wood, real solid, and just kind of like shoved it into the fence posts and wedged it in there with like some wedges and shit. Welded the axe handle to that, or the axe head to that fence pole thing,
Mm.
and it was gorgeous, man. And that shit was the illest shit, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to the axe, but that
Mm.
shit was cool as fuck. Yeah, man. But
Do you have I don't know if do you have gauntlets?
no, I don't have any gauntlets. I
Yeah,
just have like a
I
lot of different.
I
I
bought
got
some gauntlets.
like metal ones.
Yeah, for like for nights.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
Dope.
have metal ones just in
Oh,
case. Yeah,
nice, nice.
you
Yeah,
know,
man.
don't be
Yeah,
paranoid
yeah.
about zombies and shit. Apocalypse. You ain't biting me, motherfucker. I got gauntlets.
Bro, they got like things you could wear on your forearms that resist blades, but it's like a cloth type material. It's some
Oh,
sort of cloth, and you like wear it like a sleeve. You put them on, and a
yeah.
blade could slash you, and it won't cut through it.
Oh, wow.
So, like, if you plan to like maybe get into a knife fight, you might want to have these on, type shit.
Mm.
You can get them shits on Amazon. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You
That's
you,
where
you
I got
going
my gauntlets
knife
from.
for knife with somebody. You know,
I got my gauntlets from there.
that's what I mean. But these
I'll
are a
show
little
you
bit
how
more
much
agile,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They're real
Right.
good. You gotta keep them oiled though.
Well, you be. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, man. All the joints and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Assassin's Creed Shadows, bro. Ubisoft finally announced it. It's set in feudal Japan. It's subtitled Shadows. It's got two protagonists, a ninja named Naoi and a samurai based on the historical black samurai Yasuke. And while, it's a known issue that Asian representation in Western games is severely lacking, and I find it hypocritical and laughable that we're only talking about the need for an Asian protagonist now that it's been revealed that it's a black samurai. You know what I'm saying? This is like, what I'm saying, this is missing the forest for the trees. And while I'm always advocating for more Asian characters in AAA games, I will be the first to say that better representation isn't going to be found in another samurai, right? That's not what we need. That's not the best, that's not Asian representation is another samurai character. So it's a very silly thing that they claim to be upset about. And I know that if he happened to have been a white character, a white guy, it would have been overlooked. It would have been like, oh, whatever, oh, it's just a game, guys, that kind of thing. But Ubisoft deciding to focus on Yasuke, a known historical figure, is a smart move. Assassin's Creed's always been, bordering on
History.
historical fact and shit like that. Yeah. I mean, the one I remember, the one where you play as Connor, like a Native American.
Yeah.
And then there's the Egyptian one, and I think it's Japan was definitely a no-brainer, and a logical next choice. I think they should have been done it, but I'm actually glad that they did wait till now when the graphics are at the level they're at, because fucking unreal, man, unreal graphics. And an Assassin's Creed game set in Japan that otherwise would have been, hard to distinguish from some of the other recent samurai open world games that there have been a lot of lately. And I'm not complaining at all. It's like my favorite genre, from Sekiro to Ghost of Tsushima to Ronin. I mean, there's just so many samurai games out right now that are super, super dope. And if I wanted to see an Asian samurai protagonist, there's plenty of them. Okay. Asian samurai protagonists are a well-trodden path. Like I said, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, Katana Zero, Like a Dragon, Samurai Warriors, Rise of the Ronin, Onimishu, Way of the Samurai 2, Ghost of Tsushima, which is my personal favorite. Then there's the Muramasa, the Demon Blade. We could go on and on and on. If you're looking for samurai video games, this is a good time for you. So it's difficult to come to any other conclusion that the limited imagination of AAA game development can only envision Asian heroes when they wield katanas or ninja stars. But we're still, I think, the complex characters that were so wonderfully brought to life in shows like Shogun recently are often distilled to their most base forms in games, and especially Western video games. You know what I mean? Like American made samurai games and stuff like that, and or just Western. But you know, the Japanese led developer led titles, Sekiro and Like a Dragon, utilize their samurai protagonists to tell like nuanced stories about overcoming fantastical challenges, or kind of give us a glimpse of street level heroics in Edo, the Edo period in Japan. And the Western developed games, I think, fail to hit that level of complexity. It's very two-dimensional. It's always just like, oh yeah, I'm a samurai and I'm swinging a sword. That's basically it. There's no nuanced anything. And the only tropes they ever do fall back on is honor and stoicism and those basic things. But that's only accounting for games that try to tell a story using their samurai protagonist. But more often than not, the samurai archetype is just a vehicle for combat. I think, what was the game, Elden Ring, where you could just be a samurai for no reason, but also was a dope ass game, and I definitely played as the samurai when I played that biz. But when you consider games like Overwatch that feature, two kinds of samurai and a ninja, and for their Japanese cast, and I think Ghost of Tsushima, is definitely one of the best looking games. Gorgeous open world. The combat is phenomenal, but the character that you play as, Jin Sakai, has about as much charisma as a piece of shit, a wet turd. It's but the main grievance that I have as an Asian American, as a lover, or I guess you would say aficionado or whatever of martial arts, and that kind of thing. In regards to representation, it's not the lack of it, as evidenced by the Wikipedia page full of Asian fighters and ninja samurais, but the lack of diversity in it, the lack of diversity as types of Asian characters, different martial arts, different cultures, not even martial artists at all, and in a story about Asian American game developers and representation, they're not a monolith, right? Don't I don't know. It's you don't get a sense of representation by seeing a Japanese samurai or a Japanese ninja or a kung fu master, or an ancient gray-haired mystic, master. That's not what is considered representation of any current culture. But of course, all of this comes with the caveat that in the nature of AAA game development, the focus is always on cool characters with wide appeal stuff. Everybody, and samurais and ninjas are fucking cool, and everybody likes them, and their tools, what I'm saying, their weapons always give the ability for great gaming, great action, shurikens and swords and kamas and nunchucks, and
they're based on historical fact. They were here in reality, so that even makes them far more intriguing, and you want to indulge in that type of content.
Right. It's just like medieval. It's just like medieval shit, or whatever, gladiator shit, or whatever.
Oh shit, that shit. Whatever has been part of our reality is always going to you know what I'm saying? It's going to always intrigue you, man, because it's just there.
Like,
it's
wow, that shit was real.
That this, like these farmers in ancient feudal Japan, farmers banded together, and they did a lot of,
turn their tools into weapons,
like to go against shoguns who were treacherous towards the people.
Right.
They turned
tax collector.
And government, they changed the government around.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo,
Yeah.
That's pretty dope, man.
Yeah, man.
They're the
History.
reason why there are secret societies in certain aspects in Japan and stuff like that. They're part of the reason of you got secret society of assassins and enforcers, people
Yep.
who will handle shit unseen, unheard.
Yep.
Let's just handle it. Send them in.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because it's possible. You can do that. It's
Yeah.
wild. You know, with motivation, skill, patience, technique,
Yep.
and understanding, you can do
You can
that.
really do that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah. Exactly.
a clear example of it.
Exactly. I mean, when I was, I guess I was like 5 years old, my mom put me in Taekwondo.
Okay.
And I did that till I was about 9, got my little junior black belt and all of that.
Mhm.
But I wasn't feeling that it was serious enough. I wasn't feeling that Taekwondo was, you know, real enough that it was anything that I could ever use in the street. It's just a tournament thing. It's a sport, really. It's a lot of kicking and wild jumping air kicks and all of that stuff. It's not very practical.
Yeah.
So I wanted to, I immediately, sought out, more practical arts, got into jujitsu and shunryu karate and took that for several years.
Mhm.
Then I'm walking one day, the illest shit. I'm walking one day and I passed this incense shop, like a little bookshop and like a new age bookshop with candles and incense and shit. And I go in and I'm, checking shit out. And I seen this dude come out the back for a minute and he's wearing a straight up kung fu uniform. Like
Mm.
the old school kung fu shit. And he came out and got some shit and went back. And I asked the lady, I was like, what's going on over there? What's going on in the back room? She's like, oh, yeah, he's teaches a class. I'm like, word. So I went and knocked on the door and I, met the guy, Master Johnny Kwang Ming Lee, and he had a little class in the back, and I did that for a few years.
Mm.
I was supposed to go to China with them, and the shit, it fell through at the time. I was 15 at the time. I didn't have I didn't come through with the $3,000 that it was necessary to go and shit. But yeah, man, that's been my whole life. Like, when other kids was at football practice and shit, I was at karate class or jujitsu or whatever. And,
Nice.
other kids was at football games. I was at tournaments.
Mm.
That's just, it's always been a part of my life, since I'm 5 years old. So, it's ironic, but you know, the the culture, the Western culture, Asian culture, so different, man. Like like just almost night and day. But um, with these games, man, like the realism, it's incredible. Just being able to wield a sword like a katana in ancient, in feudal Japan, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the illest. That's one of my favorite things that video games have brought us, shit like that, man. So, man, anytime we get games like this, bro, I'm super excited about it. Um, and the fact that it's a ninja game and a samurai game,
Mm.
yeah, bro.
Yeah. Yo, you know what dawned on me just now? And one thing is like The Walking Dead came and popped into my mind as we were
Mhm,
talking about weapons and things of that nature.
mhm,
The two people who did not have, like, they had guns during the thing, but the two who really wielded certain weapons that didn't require gunpowder last the longest.
mhm.
And they're, and everybody else who had guns, they had more problems.
It's my zombie killer.
Oh shit. Nice. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Poke the zombies.
I'm gonna have to get back into the weaponry heavy now. I got because that was my thing at one point. I had
Yeah.
nunchucks. I had size. What
Yeah.
else? I had
I'm nowhere near into it as I used to be, bro. I had all that shit too.
I wanted to buy some commas.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
get
Commas, that was my favorite shits, man.
shits. Woo,
Hell yeah.
woo. You can fuck some shit up with them shits, man. You can really
Oh,
hurt. You can really do some serious damage with those.
I got a lot of blades, man. I got a lot of knives and shit like that, but I don't have a lot of my like martial arts weapons and stuff anymore. But I just got a few swords, katanas, and little weird blades and shit like that, little knives and shit.
Mhm.
But I used to really be into it. But
Yeah, I have. I don't know if I have it here, but I have my alien blade. It's a wild. It has the alien head and it's straight. It's just like a blade that the fucking Klingons would have, but it's not a
oh,
blade.
right.
Blade, but it's heavy as hell and sharp as fuck. I'll show it one day. I'll show y'all that with the gauntlets. Y'all gonna be like, this motherfucker crazy.
Yeah. Nah, man, we just geek out, man. We just nerds and love this kind of shit.
Hell yeah. Shit.
That's all. Ready for the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, we already ready. It don't even matter. Zombies can come. I know what to do first off. Period. Not a problem. It's just the human
Yeah.
element that you got to worry about. as
Mhm.
as taught through all these movies and everything, it's the human element that's the problem. The zombies are not really the problem. They're
No,
gonna do what they do.
right.
You
It's
can
definitely the people that is going to be the problem. Absolutely.
yes.
I mean, that's exactly what The Walking Dead is really about.
Yeah.
That's what it's showing you. It is not the zombies are just an obstacle. They're just a fucking hazard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zombies are a hazard. The real issue is the fucking people and the warlords and the
Yeah.
man.
When societal norms and the societal laws break down,
That's
you
it.
might have problems. Yo, what the hell?
So that's James Gunn. Right now, they're filming in Macon,
Oh, look
Georgia.
at Jim Lee.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yep, Jim Lee, yep, James Gunn. They're down in the front, kneeling down, and I recognize some of the other people in the background. But
Okay.
yeah, it says there's a little.
Writers in the
Mm-hmm.
okay. Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
it says front row, Frank quietly. Uh, then it's James Gunn, then Jim Lee in the bottom row, then in the middle, starting at the left, Angelo Exarchus, Kevin McGuire, Kerry Williams, Scott Snyder, Josh Williamson, John Ostrander, Annie DePease, and then in the back row, it's Jerry Ordway, Christina Merkler, Cameron Merkler, and Dan Jurgens and Jason Aaron. It is a little set photo of them at filming the Superman movie right now in Macon, Georgia. It's a really small little town in Georgia.
Yep. I used to live around there.
Yep. Jeffrey Bruce, the curator of the Tubum Museum, said people especially get excited about movies and films being made here. It draws a lot of attention, it draws a lot of activity, it draws a lot of people, and that's good for us. Like I said, it's good for downtown, it's good for the museum, and we love people walking around downtown coming to see what we're about. So he's talking about them filming in town. It brings some little, I
Yeah,
guess,
definitely.
business and shit. Yeah.
I bet
They
the local comic
movies.
shop, the local
Yep.
comic shop is definitely popping right now.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Nice. They should do a scene in the local comic shop. That'd be fresh.
Word. We hip hoppers. Speaking of hip hop, glad you said that. Let me see here. So I really, first of all, I just want to premise this by saying I really do not like DJ Academics. I really don't like that dude. I dislike him a great deal. I think he's a total jerk off douchebag. That's just me.
And you're right. I agree 100,000%.
He is hot on he's in the hot seat after his ex-girlfriend filed a rape lawsuit against him. But he's not going down like a man. He's definitely going to bitch up, and he said um he'll take the whole industry down with him if he goes down and shit like that. It was corny. Rolling Stone obtained court documents filed through Superior Court on New Jersey of the off the record host's former partner is suing him for rape and defamation. And she claims that upon visiting Academic's home in 2022, she was met by two men who drugged and coerced her into drinking into inebriation before they assaulted and raped her. She said she came to with Academics going to town. Drugs compromised her memory, but she said she recalled waking up to Academics going ham on her. And she first spoke these allegations at the end of 2023. Academics, however, of course, stands on his innocence by saying, I can't talk about that shit too much because I've paid lawyers to handle that shit in court. Yeah. All right, dog. Yeah, he said, these people who are coming at me, are hoping that I fuck up the lawyer shit by handling this on social media. But the police wants nothing to do with this. They said that there's no crime. Buddy, there's a fucking crime. Believe me. Believe me.
They'll tell you that.
Right.
Yeah, because you're the fool that believe that. You'll believe them telling you that.
Yeah, exactly. Now, this is a little clip. This is him. This is just embarrassing, but it's so lovely to see.
I wouldn't even use that because he's what he's gonna do. He's gonna try to copyright strike everybody who's using material against him. So I'd be aware because there's a lot of people doing that. Like it, even with yeah. I wouldn't even use his words or anything. Yeah, we just see the picture. All right, that's cool. Because if you do a video, he's gonna try to copyright strike you. He's trying to do it to a couple of other YouTubers.
Right.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I hear you.
I understand. If you say,
I'm not worried about it.
All right, cool.
I'm not worried about it. I mean, I hear you though, and I appreciate that. And yeah, he is that type of dude. But this is Vibe Magazine. I'm just showing it right here through Vibe Magazine. It's on Twitter. Listen, I'm just showing you what's already on Twitter. It's already on Vibe. It's on the website. I'm not breaking no news, but it's just funny to see how he just tries to weasel out of this shit, dog. Just watch how
he looks like a weasel.
Bro, he just really tries to weasel out.
Just because I've paid lawyers to handle court. Again, I can't talk about too much just because I've paid lawyers to handle court. And these people who are coming at me are hoping that I that up by handling it on social media. The police wants nothing to do with this. They're saying there is no crime. The cops have said, peace. There ain't no crime that we could prove. That's what they've said. We're out of this. Do you know who's the lawyer representing whoever against me? Y'all know the lawyer? Who y'all think that lawyer is? Is it possible that that person who really seen the money grab was really the Diddy stuff, and who was the biggest covering the Diddy stuff? That lawyer allegedly reached out to some people of mine saying, if ACT continues to doubt what we are purporting against Diddy, remember, we can file a lawsuit on him too. Let me tell you this about everybody in the industry. I'm going to tell y'all all this right now. If ACT ever goes down, y'all all go down with me. Because I hold no secrets from nobody. Suit on him too. Let me tell you this about everybody in the industry. If ACT ever goes down, y'all all go down. If ACT ever goes down, y'all all go down. If ACT ever goes down, y'all all go down with me.
All right, y'all heard it.
well, check it
out. That boy guilty.
Well, his boy just sold all of his stuff and going back to Canada. Diddy, you seen him on video.
Dragging his girl through the hallway.
Allegedly, you see Diddy on Cassie. There's no allegedly in this.
No allegedly.
Get that. We see you. You know what I'm saying? So all these dudes are scumbags. All of them, man.
Jerk
All of
off. All of them.
you know what I'm saying?
All of them.
They need to all get handled a certain way. And we all know that certain way what I'm proposing they need to get handled. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
They all need to see the motherfucking flames. They need to see that hot lead in their ass, and then they need to
Mhm.
see darkness after that. That's
Right.
it. Get rid of them because they're
Now,
useless.
and he's trying to imply that there are deeper, darker links within his lawsuit. His girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend that is accusing him, has the same lawyer as one of Diddy's sexual assault accusers, Lil Rod. And he's saying, is it possible that that person who's really seeing the money grab was really the Diddy? He's reaching at straws. It just looks so funny. It was so embarrassing.
But it's telling because he said,
Yes.
if that goes down, I'm taking people with me. Why would you have to take people with you if there's nothing wrong?
You know what I'm saying? You telling on yourself,
Yeah,
dog.
you're
You
just
just told
telling
on yourself.
yourself, period.
It's
And
a
you're telling
shame.
on other people. Yeah, we know that whole Hollywood and that music industry is all full of weirdos and immoral people.
Yep.
You have only a few that are morally legit. But the vast majority, I say 95% of them, they're all immoral.
Yep.
Hold up, never mind.
Yep.
Wait, what the?
Definitely. At least 90.
With gluttony and all that stuff, all that power, all that money, when people start looking at Hollywood, at stars as icons and they're praising them and they're beguiled and bewildered by these stars, I'll say in quotation, stars, they have power. They feel they have power and dominion over them. Yeah, that person gonna do whatever I tell them because they're in love with me. I don't love them worth a damn, but they'll do whatever I tell them to do. And that's what it is. It's a power trip, and these people have weird fetishes, weird ideas. Oh, I want to make this girl do this with this animal, or I want to see this girl do this with this dude. I know she don't like him, she really like me, but I'm gonna make her do this dude because that's my homie over there, and he likes her, but I don't care for her, but she likes me, so she'll do what I tell her to do. Go hit my man off, and then you can come to me. You see what I'm saying? That was really going on in that industry. I've seen it countless times. That's why they got the name groupie. Groupies are not to be respected, only to be used. That's how it was brought out. And I'm like, that shit is immoral. They're human beings. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure can't wait for well,
his DJing skills, dude, he's a clown, bro. Dude's a clown.
who?
Academics. He's a cornball.
He just called himself like
Call himself a DJ. He ain't no real. Dude's a jerk off. Look at this.
A feet kicked up. I jack off to the fact that your career is 6 feet under because you disrespected a nigga who was born in Spanish Town, Jamaica, nigga, who happened to now have hip hop.
You jack off to the fact that his career is 6 feet under. You jack off to Meek Mill.
Bad day. I laugh. I have a good time. I have my feet kicked up. I jack off. The fact that your career is 6 feet under because you disrespected a nigga who was born in Spanish Town, Jamaica. Rick Ross killed it, even though you cool with him now. They all killed it. But I issued the last and final blow. You could tweet about next time you see somebody you call a nerd. Next time,
dude is having a rant.
Yeah, he going.
Knows he's cooked. Knows he's cooked.
Yeah, he's done. Yo, Cat Williams opened up the bag in a way, man. He's like, all will be revealed. All these liars, all these people you think are real, they ain't real. They're fake. They're nothing but a bunch of pedos and weirdos. Yo,
they're all fucking dude. And there was some recent shit happened, and they basically let it be known, like, if you don't do the sexual favors and the Hollywood shit, if you don't do the weird shit, the pedo shit and all the weird sexual shit, you
Mhm.
can never be a super duper super status superstar. Like you can have a career, you could be doing movies and shit, but if you're a top level person, you had to do some shit. Period.
Yo, and I take it back historically. I tell everyone this all the time. The powers that existed back then has never diminished. It only grew and morphed to this day. The people who ruled the world
Their kids,
thousands of years,
kids.
yeah, they're generational.
Yep.
They're kids from thousands of years ago who ruled the world are still ruling the world now. Now they had cults and things back then still existing today.
Bro, they talk about Elon Musk and Bill Gates and all these rich, the richest people. Bro, the richest people, you don't know their names. You never heard of them.
The ones who own the land we walk on.
You never heard.
Literally,
It's not even Rockefeller. You never heard of him. About
Rockefeller is
that.
nothing
How
but
about
another
that?
one.
Word.
When they talk about the pyramid, that pyramid is real. You just
Power
don't know
always.
who's at the top of it. You only know the base level people that hold up that pyramid. See, there's all sorts of wild levels and wild different things going on to keep people in control. How do these famous people are in control? Are under control by doing these weird things. That's another form of control for them, so they won't get out of line. But if they get out of line, oh, we're gonna expose you. That's
Yep.
what it is, man.
Yeah. He got attention, all right, but it ain't the attention he wanted.
Exactly.
Academic. It's he got attention, but he didn't want this heat. He's cooked. He's fucking done. And I mean, listen, I'm surprised he wasn't done a long time ago. Like, I don't understand. Maybe he's not done because whatever has kept him around this long, maybe that'll still keep keeping him around because it's something. It's something
Well,
kept his ass around.
yeah, it's called influence. It's like
It's
if
called
you
them sexual favors and that bullshit.
true, but if you have the attention of the people, so how it goes, you know how it goes in the industry. So
Mhm.
okay, if I'm an artist and I come out with an album, a nice catchy tune, everybody gravitates towards me.
Right.
Everybody hangs on every word that I say. The majors, the big people up there is like, yo, this guy got the pulse of the people.
Hmm.
We need to get this motherfucker so we can control the people through him. You
Yep.
know, he's saying one thing, let's switch it up and let him put things in there that we want him to put in there to control the people. We could steer them a certain way. Look
Hmm.
what happened with Jay-Z, with Drake, and all these people. What do they promote? What do they push? You know, you got to look at that end result.
Right.
Remember when Jay-Z was rapping, before he was rapping his fast rap, then all of a sudden he started rapping about the lifestyle, getting money, selling drugs, getting people popped.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, now you're pushing that. You're pushing that. Now you get up to a certain level, people follow that blueprint, quote unquote, blueprint. Now
Hmm.
you have all these other rappers doing it. Now you have a whole culture doing it. Same thing with the NWA, the COINTELPRO crew, is what I call them. They
Right.
were used. They were
Yeah.
used.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
about influence and how they work their influence through that vessel. So all
Hmm.
these commercial rap, I mean, just people who are willing to sell their soul to be a vessel for corruption. That's what they do it for, and that's what he was. He was on YouTube, like Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat is the biggest YouTuber at this point in time, I believe, one of the biggest ones.
Yeah.
You don't think
Yeah.
he's being used as a vessel? This
Of
guy's
course.
sitting at the Grammys. He's going
Yeah,
there.
bro.
He's being in movies.
Yeah.
He's being used as a vessel.
Yeah.
So whatever
Oh
he
yeah.
says, the kids follow. Oh, we like him. So now they're using him.
Hmm.
Like that thing he did over here in the city. when something happened, he showed up, went crazy. The cops wasn't even prepared for it. They're like, he caused a riot, a mini riot of young people. That's a lot of power.
Yeah. Exactly.
They want to control that power. So
exactly, they always will.
And academics had that in a sense where people were listening to him. Like, look at his viewership, look at his sponsors and stuff like that. Once you get a sponsor behind you, a legitimate sponsor, I'm not talking about the independent. If you get a legitimate sponsor behind you, you're gonna be that influence. They use you for influence.
And you gonna
But now he's no longer influencing people. People are waking up. The people that were following him are waking up like, yo, this dude's a clown. They're mature now. They're mature mostly now. Look at this clown. He's talking this and that, but he's a clown. Right. We're not following him no more. So he's no longer of use. So what you do? We can't be paying this guy anymore. We can't use him no more. He's done. Get rid of him. Same with Diddy. What is Diddy doing? He's older than us. What relevance does he have in the world? He doesn't have any anymore. He don't
What's
make.
He doing? He don't make music. Exactly.
What does he do? He does nothing. So why are we going to keep paying this guy to say he's influenced? Oh, he ain't got Ciroc no more. He fucked that up because he never owned it.
Yep.
Well, all these other things.
Yep.
It's time to get rid of him. Yeah, we know what he's been doing in the background. Yeah, he's been doing some insidious shit. But we're going to hold off. We're going to protect him because we're using him back in the 90s. But now he's an old dude. We don't need him. We stop paying him. Let all this shit out. Let's get rid of him. And then we're going to take whatever he got remaining left. We're going to take it from him. And that's what's happening. Because he thought he was protected. He's not. Clive can't protect you. Jimmy Iovine can't protect you.
Nope.
Because they got people above them.
Exactly.
That's what it is, bro. So yeah, DJ Academics. yeah, you're gonna see him. He ain't gonna have fun time in jail. He ain't.
Nope.
He's not. Especially going in under a rapist moniker. Yeah, he's gonna have a few.
Oh yeah, he's fucked. He's fucked.
Literally. If not,
literally.
If not poked up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They reap what they sow, bro.
Damn it, man.
It's a wild, wild world, man. It's a wild, wild world. It's only gonna get wilder.
Man, all right, so I'm getting a text, a request. So we did promise to explain what who YASUKE was before we do go tonight. It's 11. It's 9/11. But yeah, so YASUKE the samurai, the black samurai in Assassin's Creed video game, was a historical figure, a real person from real history. We don't even know his real name, obviously, or exactly where he came from, but YASUKE was just the name that Oda Nobunaga gave him. Oda Nobunaga was the shogun, and even the history books themselves disagree on different, from depending on what book you read, on exactly where YASUKE came from. Some say Mozambique. In Jean Cressat's History della Guisi, or whatever however you say it, claims YASUKE was brought to Japan from India, whereas Francois Soyer's History Escalatestique, whatever how you say that, alleges YASUKE originally came from Mozambique. But what we do know is that YASUKE arrived in Japan in 1579 in the service of Italian Jesuit missionaries. So he came with some Italian Jesuits, some missionaries, and he is said to have accomplished or accompanied rather the Jesuits to a meeting with Nobunaga, where Nobunaga kind of became obsessed with Yasuke. He demanded Yasuke be scrubbed because he believed that his black skin was ink. He did not believe that it was real, that it was his real skin. He believed that it was some sort of trick or whatever. Like, so he really was like really fascinated. And Yasuke, of course, I mean, you got to understand, this is a place they've never seen a black person ever.
Exactly.
Didn't even know it existed. Did imagine, it's like when white people in the Shogun show stepped off the boat, they were like, "What the fuck is this? These barbarians?" Like, you know what I mean?
These tall
And
humans.
yeah, these big humans, they're like giants. And so Nobunaga became more fascinated with him after, of course, the the uh, the paint or ink that he thought it was did not come off. That's when he really realized, this is how this man really is. And he was bugged out. And the daimyo requested that the Italian Jesuits effectively hand him over, give him to me, which they apparently did, because Yasuke then entered the service of Nobunaga, who bestowed upon him his Japanese name, Yasuke. And some people are claiming that Yasuke isn't in fact a samurai. But yes, here's a bit. There's a bit that disproves that. Yasuke was effectively Nobunaga's retainer, which meant that he was folded into the daimyo's kashindan, and which, you got to think of it like a ruler's standing army. And so entirely different from the Shigeru, who were conscripted, an army of composed of peasants. So he was not in the peasant conscripted army. He was actually part of the main. If you were part of the Kashindan, you were considered a samurai. Period.
The high level
yeah.
warriors. Yeah.
You were not just a soldier, you were one of the samurai. That's what the Kashindan was. And you probably know samurai as elite military, an elite military caste that members are often born into, and you wouldn't be wrong. That's just not the case here. Sengoku era samurai were soldiers, while the Edo era put the firm stamp of a caste system on the samurai. Note, though, that Yasuke was also considered Nobunaga's kosho, which did cement him as a samurai, but, one with a more direct access to the daimyo that he served. So he wasn't just, some samurai. He was actually a samurai that had direct connection and access to the daimyo. So he was a top ranking guy, basically. And Yasuke, unfortunately, was not to serve Nobunaga for very long. In 1582, Nobunaga was betrayed by his vassal Akechi Mishtunde, which in what since has become known as the Honoji incident. And if you've seen FX's excellent show Shogun, you might recall Mishtunde as Mariko's father, the main character. And so father, but neither the TV show or the real life historical records give us any clues as to why Mishtunde betrayed Nobunaga, only that it resulted in Nobunaga's death. Yasuke then pledged his allegiance to Nobunaga's son and heir, Nobutada. But the heir was similarly cornered by Mishtunde's men and forced to commit seppuku. He had to kill himself.
I think that the reasoning behind the betrayal was because he allowed an outsider into the cast. If
it has to do with Yasuke, yeah.
I think that was one of the main things.
Yeah,
because they seen the Shogun as weak at that point. How do you allow this guy against our traditions, our law?
Right.
We can't have this because now you're letting anybody into our law, the outsiders.
Right.
Because feudal Japan, even Japan itself, was isolationist by just in totality.
Right.
They wasn't ones who went to try to conquer worlds and other lands and stuff like that. They wasn't into that. They kept
Right.
their culture and their lands.
Yeah.
They fought amongst themselves. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
different, but no, that yeah. Once they have the outsider come, that's when you had more tension.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, now that the son, Nobunaga's son,
Mhm.
is forced to kill himself. Now Yasuke has no master anymore. He's got no daimyo to serve, no shogun, and this is kind of where the history records get sort of murky. It's claimed that Mitsunde or Mitsushidi, sorry, had him sent to India and only let him live because he wasn't Japanese. Because he had all the other, all the Japanese samurai of Nobunaga's clan killed, right? They had to all either kill themselves or they were, put to death. And he allowed Yasuke to live apparently because he wasn't Japanese.
Mm.
What happens to Yasuke after this is a complete mystery, though. History, that's where it kind of falls off. Nobody knows where he went after that. Nobody knows what became of him. And there have been attempts to delegitimize his samurai status by pointing to Ubisoft's creative liberties with history. But considering that the samurai's story is quite literally unwritten after Nobunaga's demise, the area of Yasuke's story that Assassin's Creed could focus on is obviously going to be after he leaves the or after Nobunaga's dead. So this is the part where the history books have nothing about Yasuke, so they can do whatever they want. They can say whatever they want. He's still a real character, a real person that they're going to make into their character. Which is all to say nothing of Yasuke having a significant pop culture presence in Japan. We know that the LaShawn Thomas produced the 2021 Netflix anime series Yasuke, for example, which sort of blended the samurai's real life deeds with some sci-fi, and then it kind of became like a mech show. It kind of turned to shit to me, but
Yeah.
it was a cool idea in the beginning. And the team's ninja are the Ninjas 2 Neo games that I mentioned earlier, NIOH Neo, both feature Yasuke as well.
And he had, and I'm sorry to cut you off.
Oh, you're good.
He also has legacy. We do know that he impregnated a few women during his,
Oh,
so he
right.
has lineage in Japan.
Mm,
This
mm,
is this is what's going on. Like it's some real stuff, and you'll see
yep.
some darker skinned Japanese, some not all, but he
Mm,
had no after he was the Obsidian Samurai, yep. But after
mm,
he became a Ronin, a warrior without a master, of course, Shogun without a master. I mean, you know what I mean? Samurai without a master. They talking about he traveled Japan doing deeds,
mhm,
honorable deeds, and trying to fight against tyrants. This is what they
right,
say. But he
right.
also had families.
Yep,
Yeah, it's deep, man.
yep, yep. I'm just reading. I'm sorry I didn't see. LD Tatum shout out. He said, "What is knowing common knowledge about Yasuke being a samurai is suddenly spoken about by ignorant folk. FYI, he was a samurai, like it or not. Every piece of info is easily accessible.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I found that funny. I was looking at some Redditor arguing he wasn't a samurai. He wasn't even a samurai. He was a retainer. Okay, buddy. You just fucking showed your dumbass. Um, yeah.
Crazy.
No, but not that was fascinated by his size and battle ability too. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because yeah, I mean the same thing like on the show Shogun, how they show the Europeans being like giants to them.
Yeah.
30 people that were closely tied to Nobunaga. And Nobunaga was mocked as an idiot because he had looked down on religious people. He had an open mind. Exactly. Obsidian Samurai Neo. Yeah. Yeah, man. But yeah. So that is, in a nutshell, I am super excited about the game, and I just thought it was really crazy and ridiculous that there was this big backlash, this big uproar, controversy about it. It just seemed silly because I knew that, you know, if he was a white samurai, you know, we've had a lot of white samurai movies and everything, like, so no one has a problem with that. So that would have been no fucking problem. But, you know, people expose themselves
Yeah.
these
And
days.
and then one thing these guys never learn, you can't change history or rewrite it because it's already cemented in the past.
Right. Exactly.
Yep. Yep.
There's not one person that around. Yep. They that there's not.
Yeah, Ghostface is doing a joint with Kendrick.
Whoa.
Wait, did he do a joint with Kendrick? Is that what they're saying?
Make sure it's not AI because people be putting up some crazy stuff.
Nah. Yeah, no, it's not AI. Hold on. Let me share the screen real quick.
Ghost and Kendrick, that's a wild combo.
Yeah, this is hotnewhiphop.com. Ghostface Killer on Kendrick Lamar collab. I ain't take him lightly. Ghostface Killer is a legendary time period, dominated other artists for over 3 decades. He's gone head to head with blah blah blah. Nas, Biggie, do. Kendrick Lamar is an exception to the rule. Apparently, Ghostface Killer talked about his 2022 song with Lamar, Purple Hearts. Okay, so they already did that song. And how impressed he was with Kendrick's work. He was so impressed that he upped his game. Ghostface recounted the collab during a recent appearance to Juan Epstein podcast. He was asked about the Drake versus Kendrick Lamar beef because everybody is these days, and he redirected the convo to Purple Hearts. Wu-Tang rapper was honored to contribute to Lamar's double album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. He put his call in and was like, yo, okay, this is one of them names, he recalled. I ain't take him lightly because it's wordplay, his style, you know what I mean? Now I just got to do what I feel. Yeah, let's
one
try.
Person in that cipher who wouldn't tighten up a little bit when Ghostface walks in the room. What MCs are there out there that would make you tighten up a little bit? Like, oh, I got to get my shit together. Even some of the new cats. You know, I'm not going to shit on Drake and Kendrick. They can rhyme. Yep. They can rhyme. They can really, really rhyme. That's why when I did the record with Kendrick, it was like, okay. I sat with it and was like, I sent him 2 verses. He got 2 verses. I sent them a just in case one. If that don't, this one. Yeah. You know what I mean? Wow. So that means to me, you must have been pretty like taking it seriously, been kind of honored that Kendrick asked you to jump on Mr. Morale the Big Steppers. Yeah, definitely. His wordplay, his style. You know what I mean? Now I gotta just do what I feel.
That's the God right there.
Facts.
Yep.
Brother Dennis in effect.
Yep. Yeah, man. But
is the one who coined the phrase slang doctor.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah, man. But that is our show, y'all. It's been 2 hours and it is 9:30. We do have to call it a night, man. But we'll be back Wednesday. We did change the show, by the way, guys. So new show time. It is now Saturday and Wednesday. So we have more of a even spacing between shows. This way you get a show every 3 days instead of Saturday, Monday, and then you got to wait a whole week for Saturday again. This way you get a show like every 3 days. So that's how we're going to do it. We'll be back Wednesday. And also it worked out good with the X-Men show. Unfortunately, that's over. That sucks. I wish that was still going on. But anyway, we'll be back Wednesday, man. And y'all be safe, man. Have a good rest of your weekend and all of that. And don't look for us Monday. We'll be back Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all be safe, man. Thank y'all for coming and chilling, and salute to the new heads that came in. Definitely appreciate you. Give us that like and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section too. That helps us out as well. All right, y'all. Peace
out.